Florida residents enjoy many asset protection tools and opportunities. Hi, my name is Jonathan Alper, and I'm an asset protection attorney in Orlando, Florida. So, how does a person become a Florida resident for asset protection purposes? For asset protection, Florida residency is established when you make Florida your permanent primary residence. This doesn't mean that your Florida residence has to be your exclusive residence. Many Florida residents have vacation homes outside of Florida, but their primary residency is in the state of Florida. This residency in Florida, it doesn't have to be a homestead. It doesn't have to be a home. You could rent a home or rent an apartment and still be a Florida resident without homestead, as long as the place you live is the place you call home. Residency is a matter of intent. Again, I said it before, but let me emphasize. You are a Florida resident when you intend to make Florida your primary permanent residency. So how do you show this intent? There are many ways, but the two most popular are, and important are, your driver's license and your tax return. As soon as you move to Florida, you are required to have a Florida driver's license within a reasonable number of days. And as long as you're in Florida, you are supposed to have on the license your permanent Florida address. So, to be a Florida resident, you must first give up driver's licenses in any other state and get a Florida license that has your primary address. I think the second evidence, or most important evidence of this intent, are your tax returns. If you consider Florida to be your primary home, you need to tell a consistent story to the IRS so that when you file your annual personal return or any business returns where applicable, where you list the owners, you must have on that tax return the same address that's on your driver's license. You can't tell the Florida DMV that you live one place and then tell the IRS you live in another state. The story has to be consistent. Another evidence or another indication is perhaps making sure all your mail comes to your Florida address rather than some address out of state. Many people will ask me, how many days do I have to spend in Florida each year to make this my Florida residence? Well, the answer is for asset protection, there is no minimum. As long as Florida is your primary residence, there is no requirement that you spend a number of days each year here. What people confuse is the residency requirement for income tax rules, state income tax rules. So under many the rules of many state income tax agencies, you have to spend at least 180 days in Florida to avoid having income tax in a state where you have another residence. And this is applicable to many snowbirds who spend the winter months, usually just over 180 days in Florida, so that their unearned income is not subject to tax somewhere else. I'm also asked, how long does it take to establish Florida residency for asset protection? And the answer is there's no time period. There's no waiting period. As soon as you are able to establish that you are in Florida and intend to remain here as a Florida resident, you are a Florida resident for asset protection purposes. If you have other questions about becoming a Florida resident as part of your asset protection plan, give me a call. Again, my name is Jonathan Alper, and my phone number is 407-444-0404. And thanks for watching the video.